All right, welcome. Hope you all are doing well today. So today and this week, really, we've had kind of humid weather, right? It's getting hotter. We have rain, no rain, rain. And this is kind of the weather where the joints start acting up. So how are the joints feeling today? I know, especially when I go on a walk in weather like this, I feel very swollen, right? We feel kind of swollen in our joints. So this is why it's really important to move in weather like this. So good job coming to class today. We're just gonna start by stomping out our feet, get the movement there in the feet, feel the feet. When we're sitting a lot throughout the day, we get a little tired. Sometimes we just need that little extra blood flow, right? Just get the energy flowing, get the oxygen flowing. And then just plant those feet on the floor. I want you to feel your toes, feel your heels, everything grounded, and then shoulder roll. So let's take shoulders up, back and around. This has kind of been my theme for this week of shoulders back and down. This way we open up the airwaves, we take a deeper breath. Nice, inhale and exhale. Woo, feels good to get those shoulders in their socket. So theme of the week is shoulders back and down, but theme for this class is we're gonna do a posture check. So first, starting off, before we get to our posture check, we're just gonna sit in our chair, close our eyes, or look down at the floor. Now, you may use the back of your chair for support, or you can use your abdominal muscles. That's up to you, but make sure you're sitting upright either way. And then slowly see if you can bring your chin back a little bit. So ears are right over the shoulders, shoulders over the hips, and this is a nice straight posture. Let's see if we can maintain this throughout the day as much as we can. And take another round or two of mindful breath. Inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the nose. Everything about our stress levels really can be revealed in our breath. If we're worried, if we're anxious, maybe we're rushing around, we take more of a shallow breath, and that's just a very small amount of our lung capacity. So if we want to shift our emotions, we just take a deeper breath. So let's take that deeper breath in slowly. And then exhale out slowly as well. And we'll begin to calm the central nervous system. And once we calm the central nervous system, things just feel a little bit more peaceful. Yes, things slow down. That's right. It's just, you just feel everything just calming down. That's right. Couple more deep breaths. So breathe into the chest, feel that chest breath, and then take it lower, breathe into the belly. There you go. And as you exhale, let's go ahead and lower the chin to the chest. Tuck that chin, feel the stretch in the neck, and then we'll take our hands and a little neck rub right there where your skull and the base of the head meet, where your hairline is. Roll it around in that area. Use your fingertips, a bit of pressure, a bit of firmness, and then let's go all along the side of the neck. Yeah, get that. And then when we get down into the top of the shoulder, the upper trapezius, let's use our thumbs and fingers and squeeze and pinch and massage. Oh, that might be tight there. So working slowly into the tight muscle fibers. Good. And then just release your hands to your lap and then tuck the chin and roll your right ear over that shoulder and back through center, left ear over. And let's do this a couple of times and maybe a little bit slower today than usual. Noticing the muscle fibers stretching as we flow. One of my friends is a neuromuscular massage therapist, and she really specializes in neck and shoulders. And what she says is when she massages people, she will often feel one side of the neck tighter than the other. And she kind of has the analogy of the neck and shoulder muscles like a violin. Some of the violin strings are tighter than others, right? And some of our fibers, they really do, they get tighter than others. And you probably can feel that as we're taking this side to side. Now let's pause with our right ear over the shoulder. We'll take our left hand to the shoulder and roll that around. Roll the shoulder up and backwards. We're going for full rotation of the shoulder. It's much more gentle to have the elbow bent, much kinder on the shoulder and the rotator cuff. So let's do the best we can. Release that hand gently. We'll take our chin to center and take it to the other side. So left ear over the shoulder, and then right hand will relax and roll that shoulder back and around as well. Good, keep breathing. The elbow is leading. Now you might hear and feel some popping and clicking. That's perfectly normal. Adhesions we want to break up. Tendons and ligaments, sometimes they move and pop and nothing to be concerned over. One more, and let's bring our head up in both fingertips and let's roll it up, back, and around both at the same time. Good. And then let's reverse that and we can take it forward now as well. Yeah, there you go. Feel that shoulder blade glide around. Now let's pause it and maybe scoot forward a little bit because I want you to alternate one and the other. And as you do, let's add a twist while we're here and look over our shoulder. Look over one shoulder and the other. It's like you're swimming with little wings, right? Good job. Now this is so important when we back out of our driveway. Remember to twist here. Good, and then roll it forward. So we're not going to look over our shoulder. We're just going to be rolling forward. Excellent. And then elbows in line with shoulders. And can we tap elbows together and open back up? It's really nice range of motion here. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Good job. And then life force reach. Really stretch your fingers to the right and left of you. Good job. Now let's bring the hands in front and twirl through your fingers. Just roll them around, roll your wrists. There you go. Push each finger down and go the opposite. Roll it and pull in and out. Use your elbows and shoulders. Push and pull. Good. Roll that around. And then let's take it up and overhead, almost like you're clearing out the cobwebs in the corners of the room. Good. Up in the rafters. Nice. Now while we're here, let's do our reaches. So we reach and grab the orange and bring it down. Squeeze it like you're making orange juice. Yeah. So reach tall and straight in your spine while we do our reaches. And let's take both arms up, relax your shoulders, neck is long, lift your ribs off your pelvis, relax that, and again, a few shoulder rolls. Good work. Now, we want to be sure our low back is safe and strong, so we're going to scoot forward in our chairs, have those feet out nice and wide. Hands going to start at our kneecap, and let's slide those hands back and come into a back arch. Good job, ladies. Let's exhale and round shoulders forward. Lean back in your chair a bit. Tuck your tail under and then inhale, arch it. Hands slide to our hips. Exhale, round, hands to the knees. Tuck it. And one last time. Inhale, lift. And exhale, round. Now, let's sit up tall and straight. We're going to take those legs back out in front in seated mountain pose. Left arm is going to reach up, palm faces in, and really keep this shoulder. We don't want to hike it up. Keep that shoulder down. Relax it. Right arm lifting, palm in. And let's try that one more time. When we lift, use your core muscle to lift. There, yeah. And relax it. Right arm coming in. Good work. Now let's take it to the legs. So let's start right leg first. Flex the foot, toes to the ceiling. There you go. Just the foot and then the left leg. Extend it. So we're saying hello to those hamstrings, right? Because they're tight. We're feeling that as we extend that leg. Let's put those two together. Left arm, right leg. Good. And then right arm, left leg. This one uses right and left sides of our body, right and left hemispheres of the brain. So they just keep going, alternate, working the quadriceps right there in front of the thigh, working the core. Good. Finish it off here. One more to each side. And then really work those quads and the core with both arms up. Reach them up. Good job. and then take them down. Now we need to scoot back so we can get both legs out and flex those feet. Nice. And now both arms up. Keep breathing, both legs up, core and quads, and we hold here. Keep breathing. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice job. Shake it out, arms and legs. Wiggle around in your chair a little. And we're going to come up to the edge of the chair. Taking our legs out, we'll give a little swivel side to side. So these quadricep muscles we just strengthened, we're going to stretch them out. All right, a little shoulder mobility today because we will be taking a posture check. And we're going to do that against a wall. All right, so it's a good test to see if both of our shoulders can touch the wall, the backs of our hands. We're going to try that later. All right, so let's just check and see how things are doing in our chairs first. So when we go to the wall, we'll be in a cactus position. Let's check out the cactus from here. So arms overhead. Now we're going to lower those elbows, ideally elbows in line with shoulders. If you need to lower them, you can, but we want to try to get them here. If not, you can lower them down. That's okay. And in addition, we want to have that shoulder straight across. So not lower or higher and not in front of, okay? So in the same plane as the shoulder. If you're looking and you see your elbows are in front of the shoulder, odds are you're either very tight in these pec minor muscles, which is very common, or your arms are just not in the correct position. So let's relax our hands. You stay there. I'm going to turn sideways. The right arm, I just want you to take it forward and put it back in its socket. So take your right arm, take it forward and plug it in. So you see, I'm not leaning forward. I'm not really reaching. I'm not bending the elbow at all. I'm just drawing that ball and socket out of the shoulder girdle and then placing it back in. Good. Okay, now take it forward. Keep it there. Bend your elbow to 90 degrees. See how far you can open that out. It likely won't go as far because you're not in the proper alignment. Let's try that again. Take that arm out. Reach it forward, plug it in. One more time, forward. Now, plug it in its socket, bend the elbow. Now try it. Did you gain a little more range of motion pulling that in its socket? Yeah. So the positioning is a lot to do with it. Let's try it on the left side. The two sides can be different. So go forward, plug it in. Just this movement here is real therapeutic. Try not to bend your elbow. So it's not forward and bending in. Keep it straight the whole time. Now go forward, keep it out of its socket, bend the elbow, and see how far you can go. There's some tension there, right? It's not going to go all the way. So that position is important. Take the arm out, reach, plug in, reach, plug in. Now bend, and now see if you can get that elbow in line with the shoulder. All right, we're going to try it with both arms. So both arms out in front of us. Reach out and plug in. One more time. Plug those shoulders down, bend the elbows. Now both arms and peek and see, is the elbow in the same plane as the shoulder? And then you want to have your wrist over the elbow too. We're going to try this against the wall later. All right, so let's relax that and just shoulder roll, stomp it out a little bit. And we're going to try that cactus one more time and add on to it. So let's just take arms forward, plug them in, bend them, open them, and now our opposite. So right hand crisscrosses over, touches the left shoulder. Good. Inhale back to center. Left hand touching the right shoulder. Nice. Now let's add a head turn here. So right hand touches, we look right. Inhaling center. Left hand touches, look right. Good job. Inhale to center. Now let's add the knee. So right hand, look straight on. Right hand's just going to cross to the left knee. Good job. Back to center. And then inhale, exhale, left hand over. Good. Let's add that head turn. So as we touch the knee, look to the right. Inhale, center. Left hand touches right knee, look left. Good work. Now sway those arms, stomp it out. We're going to add on a little bit to this. So here we go, arms, we're gonna take them out in front of us, reach forward, plug them in, 90, open up. We're gonna start again with the right hand touching the left shoulder, and we'll look right. Inhale it back to center. Left hand comes and touches the shoulder, look right, left, sorry, come back in. Now, as we lift our left knee, we tap it and look right. Good, come back through center. Left hand touches the right knee, look left. All right, good work. Shake that out. So every time we cross the midline like that, the brain creates new brain cells, and we keep our brain very alert. All right, we're gonna do a couple of things for the back, the shoulder. We're gonna do some rainbow stuff and some back stretching and some finger movement. So let's twirl the fingers around again, just twirl them. Press them down like you're playing the piano. Good. And then take your thumb, cross it over to the pinky, and then each finger straight down toward the floor. Thumb comes across and press, 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 press. Good to move the joints like this, especially in this humid weather. Good job. Sometimes when it's raining, the arthritis kicks in. Also can kick in when it needs to rain, but it's just the clouds just hovering there. Yeah, okay, shake that out. We're gonna take the legs out. Now we'll take our left hand into a fist, but keep your thumb out. Crisscross that over to your right knee, and the right hand just holds on to your chair. Let's take our rainbow arc, one finger opening at a time. So index, middle, ring, pinky, and take that all the way to the space behind you. Reach toward the floor, and then bring your fingers back in one at a time. Pinky, ring, middle, index. Tap that knee, and you're doing a good job. Let's keep our eye gaze following the thumb, and we'll do it one more time. Open up one finger at a time. Take that arm back and down, stretch the chest, and then inhale up, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and tap the knee. Good job. Let's take all that to the other side, but notice a nice stretch here on the left. Left hand holds on, right hand has a fist with the thumb out. Let's go, index, middle, ring, and pinky. Now when you pull that right arm back, reach your fingernails toward the floor, and then eye gaze follows backwards to the rainbow. 2 and 1, tap the knee, and one more time through. 1, 2, 3, and 4, take it all the way back, reach toward the floor, and then back through. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good job. Let's come all the way back up. Now this time, we're gonna scoot back in our chair, bring our legs out in front, and take both thumbs up, and lean back like our hitchhiker. Lean back in the chair, open up all the fingers, and then just pull those arms back. That tightness in front of the shoulder is beginning to release, so we can sit upright and do that cactus. Good, come back in, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and just release your arms and swing. Good, I hope you were able to feel that in your inner arm, inside of the shoulder. Good, the shoulders just love these stretches, and it keeps them open and fluid. Just wave the arms up and overhead. Good job. So what rotates our arms, if you want to roll them around like this, is your rotator cuff. Frozen shoulder is basically just rotator cuff not able to do its job. So we just want to keep those shoulders healthy and happy and rotating. Good work. Now let's rotate into our backs now. Sorry about that. Going to rotate into our backs. So let's take those legs out wide again. And we're going to do a asana called stir the pot. Stir the pot has a back arch, a back rounding, and a crisscross over. We're going to put all those together, but we'll start with the arch and the rounding. Hands to the knees again. Inhale, let's arch it. Exhale and round it. So when we stretch here, we're getting the tops and the bottom of that thoracic lumbar diamond that is thick. It's a thick diamond of connective tissue. It's very dense in our back, and this stretches the top of that diamond between your upper and lower back. forward and back rotation. Okay, let's come through neutral. Place our hands on our inner thighs. Part of the stir the pot is the crisscross. So take your left shoulder towards your right knee, hands on the thigh. Good, feel that in your low back and your hip. And then come through center and go to the other side. So right shoulder to your left knee. This is getting the sides of that connective tissue diamond. Now, we're going to do it again because we're so tight. So left shoulder over. Now take that left arm way out and open and close your fingers. Open and close the fingers is like stretching further. When the fingers are reaching and pulling in, we're stretching that fascia, the netting that covers our entire bodies on the insides. And let's come through center and take it over. Right shoulder crossing, and then right arm opening and closing. Such a good stretch. Open and close. The elbow is long and straight. We're breathing. And this should feel nice. Remember that Goldilocks approach, right? Not too much, not too little, just right. Now, we're going to do a couple of cat-cows again. So hands to the knees. And we're going to put all 4 of these movements together without reaching with the hands. The hands are going to stay on our thighs the whole time. So let's come to neutral. Cross your left shoulder to your right knee. Come forward into the cow. Squeeze your shoulders together. Right shoulder to the left knee. Tuck and round behind. Chin is down. Tuck the tail. Come on over to the right knee. Arch. Swoop it around. Tuck it back. Good. When you come forward, head is up and we arch. When you go back, head down and round. See if you can find your breath with that. Inhale forward, exhale back. Now let's pause and here we go the other way. So reverse that. You can take it to the exact spot where you feel heavy or stuck in your back and hip. This flexion extension. So healthy, the crisscrossing, nice. Now come up through center, and if you see the cat-cows realign us. And you can do this all throughout the day. You can never do too many cat-cows. All right, now let's go ahead and come up through center. Just click your feet in a couple of clicks. They don't have to come all the way in front of you. Slide your hands to your knees, and we're just gonna come into a deeper stretch. So bending our elbows, we're taking our chest right between the 2 legs. Hands stay at the kneecaps, shoulders start squeezing together, and breathe here. We're not going any lower. We're just wanting an opening in our low backs and our hips. So one more big breath, and then push yourself back up to seating. Yeah, good job. Now feet out in front, and we're gonna hug the knee into the chest like this. This is wonderful to do in bed every morning before getting out of bed. Good. Let's take it to the other side. So switch sides, round and hug. Tuck that tail, tuck the chin. Now this time, hug the right knee in, but sit straight. And flare your toes. Good. And let's take it to the other side. Lift that left knee up. See if you can spread the toes. Can you see light between each toe? Good. Now we're going to do it one more time. Bring that right knee up. And see if you can wave the toes. Wave, wave, wave. Move those toes around. Excellent. Other side, left knee up and wiggle through those toes. We need flexible toes for balance. Oh, we're so talented. Now shake that out. Good job. Stomp it out. All right. I want you to consider just relax in your seat without changing anything. Notice, do you tend to lean to one side or the other when you sit or you stand? Oftentimes we do, and when we're leaning to one side, you're contracting that side. And if you have tightness on one side more than the other, odds are that's coming from your leaning to one side. So we want to make sure we're doing our lateral stretches so that we can work that out. So let's come with just your left thigh and glute on your chair. Now the right knee ideally faces the floor and we tuck our toes. However, if that's not comfortable, you can bring that right foot up. You're just not going to get as big of a quadricep stretch. So you can also come to the top of your foot if tucking your toes doesn't feel good. Now from here, the left hand holds onto your chair. Your right hand is going to touch your shoulder. And then we'll lift the right hip and lower the elbow and dip. And then stretch it out, lower the hip and lift the elbow. Now let's add breath. So inhale, dip. Exhale, stretch. And again, inhale, dip. Exhale, stretch that out. Let's do it again. Inhale, dip. Exhale, stretch. And if the shoulder feels good, reach that right arm all the way up. Take a deep breath. And then release, and we'll come through center. And we're going to set it up on the other side. And I really want you to try to get a nice stretch in the front of the thigh here and into your hip, if the knee is okay. Hold on with your right hand, left hand to your shoulder. And when you're ready, let's go ahead and lift the hip, lower the elbow, and then lower the hip and lift the elbow. Good. So we dip and we stretch. This is contraction and lengthening, the knee facing the floor, hip bone lifting, the elbow tries to touch it, and then hip bone lowers and elbow lifts. Dip, and then one more time, lengthen it, and then maybe lift those fingertips up toward the ceiling if you want to straighten through that left arm. Good job. And then come back through center. Excellent job. And because we were lateral, we want to make sure we realign with cat-cow. So inhale, pull up, exhale, round. Nice. We take the cat-cow to release any tension in our back. Do you like those side bends? They're very important for the health of our backs. All right, let's come back to mountain pose. Deep breath in and out. And we're going to do some important movements for our fingers, pinching. So with your right hand, I want you to imagine you're picking up Cheerios. Maybe you poured yourself a bowl of cereal and some of it spilled out on the counter. And we're going to pick up the Cheerios one at a time. And as you continue to pick them up, can you put just a little bit more pressure between your fingers, right? So we're strengthening. So many things we do, like putting on makeup or picking things up, using tools. We need that gripping, pinching motion. And that can be tender if we have arthritis. Let's try it with the left hand. Got more Cheerios here. Maybe you dropped a penny on the floor. You see one while you're walking, you want to pick it up. Each one in a nice little pressure as you pick up. Nice. Now both fingers, both hands, all just pick them up and squeeze, squeeze and shake it out. Good. It's important to strengthen those fingers. Now let's do our carpal tunnel stretch. So right arm out, fingers down. We stretch what we were just strengthening. Beautiful. And one more time, fingers down, reach to the heel of the hand. Great work, and shake that all out. Good job. We are ready to come into sun salutations. So feet flat on the floor, hands at the heart. If you can, maybe scoot forward, and I'll tell you, scooting forward is code word for we're going to use our abs because we're coming away from the back of the chair. So inhale those arms up and overhead. You can look up. Now let's work on that cactus arms. Check. Are the shoulders and elbows in the same plane and in the same line? How about those wrists? And then take all of that and just hinge it forward about 45 degrees. Peek at your feet. Make sure they're parallel. Take a deep breath. Good. Hands to your kneecaps, and here we go. Slide down to where it's comfortable for you. Come on up halfway and squeeze those shoulder blades back again. And then exhale, we fold. Right arm reaches up into a twist, looking up. Exhale to release that. Left arm, big swoop up. Good. And release, and then inhale. Take both arms out and overhead. Look up. And then we exhale the hands to the heart. We're going to try that a couple more times. So arms out and overhead. Cactus. Take a breath. Exhale, lean it forward, but feel your lower abdominals and low back support this. Hands to your knees, slide forward, stretch the back. Inhale, pull on up, strengthen it. Exhale again, glide forward. Left arm comes up first. Straight arm. And release it. Right arm coming up, look up and release. Now push to your feet, use your core, take those arms out and up a big circle. And then exhale down the midline to the heart, and just one more like that. So arms out and overhead. Working on that cactus, feel your shoulder blades glide, yeah. And then lean that halfway, good. Biggest breath in, hands to your kneecaps, slide forward. Inhale up, come up halfway, squeeze it back. Exhale, fold, right arm's coming up again. Reach toward the sky and release it. Left arm up so we can rotate our spines. Good, and release. Now inhale, come up, palms touch overhead. Now take the backs of your hands together and then arms to airplane wing with a big breath in. Exhale, we'll twist to the left. Inhale, center, twist right. Good, inhale, center, nice work. Now let's just take those arms back up, and we're doing a lot of cactus because we're gonna do that posture check. And we're just leaning forward, good job, hands to your knees, slide, come on back up again, arms circling out and overhead. This time we're gonna grab those elbows, pull those elbows back, and then lean to the left. Keep your right shoulder back, inhale, center, lean to the right, and keep your left shoulder back. So it's not coming forward of the right. Good. Back through the center. Now arms to a V, scoot forward a little bit. We're going to round our knee into our nose one more time. Good job. Take those arms out to airplane, out in front of you, and then lean, lean, lean forward. Use your abdominals. Lift those heels and get a good toe stretch. Lower the heels, lift the ball overhead. Exhale the hands to the heart. Good job. We're going to take the arms to a V again. This time, bringing that left knee in. Stay straight and circle your ankle. 3, 2, 1, and reverse. 3, 2, 1. Good job. Release the foot, arms back to that V shape. Hug in the opposite knee. Stay tall in your spine, circling out the ankle. Good. Sometimes ankles can be a little tender with the weather like this too. Good job. And then arms out, bring them out in front, lean forward, 3, 2, and 1. Oh, good job. Hold that there this time. Heels down, toes up, wave your toes. Toes down, arms overhead. Exhale, hands to the heart. Last one like the first one, arms up. And we find that cactus, lean it forward. Deepest breath here. Hands to the knees, slide into forward fold. Inhale, draw it back. Lift up, hearts up. Exhale, fold. Left arm comes up, nice twist. And release it. Right arm up. Good job. And release. Arms up and overhead. Hands to the heart. Now we're going to take 9 blast offs because it's the 9th today. You can use your arms and swing, or you can crisscross, or just squeeze your glutes. The most important thing is that your ankles are right underneath your knees. We're going to count down from 9. So here we go. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, good job, 4, almost there, 3, use your heels, 2, and 1 more. Last one, we stand up and we say blast off. So here we go, blast up out of your chair, blast off, good job. And come down and windshield wiper one more time, stretching those quadriceps. And that's why we do those blast offs. They strengthen the muscles that atrophy, the quadriceps. We need those quadriceps strong. Good work. Now come all the way back. Just take a moment, seated mountain pose. Close your eyes. Glance at the floor, just soften your face. Hands on your lap and find your beautiful breath. Heart and lungs were really working there at their finest. So let's deepen the breath. More oxygen we bring in, it nourishes every cell in our body. So shoulders back and down, so we clear the airways, we got a big breath, whole body gets nourished. We are ready to go to a wall. So as long as you can hear me, it's okay if you don't see me, but if you want to take your computer with you, feel free. We're just going to come to the wall space. Now I have a little wall hanging here and that's okay, but preferably away from a picture on your wall. But we'll try to have our heels touching the wall and then your bottom touching and the back of your head. So that's the first thing. Now your right arm, like we did while we were seated, we're going to take that right arm forward out of the socket, then the elbow, and let's test when it's out of position, how far you can go with that elbow. You may not go very far. Now let's bring it out again, straighten your arm, take it out and plug it in, and let's do that one more time. Reach forward, plug it into its socket, now bend your elbow and attempt to get the back of the right hand and the elbow and your shoulder on the wall. So back of your hand, elbow and shoulder, head, bottom, and your heels touching the wall. All right, let's try this on the left because usually the two sides are different. Take your arm forward, keep it out of its socket. We're just curious, bend the elbow at 90 and open and see. You're probably pretty limited and pretty tight there. So let's get it in the right position. Bring it out, take that arm in front of you, reach it, plug it in, do it one more time, extend it, plug that shoulder deep in its socket, now bend 90 degrees, and see if you can get your left back of your hand, arm, elbow touching. Good, how are we doing with that? Don't worry if it's not all touching, it's just an awareness. Now both arms, like we did in the chair. So take it forward, plug it in, forward, now plug in the socket, then 90 degrees, and then open. The goal is to have your elbow in line with your shoulder, heads touching the wall, hands, elbows, shoulders, bottom, heels. So where's your head? Is it touching the wall? Is your chin parallel? And maybe is one side touching but the other side isn't. So just gauge all of that. Now, if you're not touching, something you can do to practice, take your arms up and slide them back down like snow angels. If you grew up in a cold area like I did in Ohio as a child, we made snow angels. But this one, even if you're not touching, but you just have that wall as support, it will strengthen you, it will open you up. This one helps with that posture. Good. Okay, let's come back to our chairs. Now, if you were not able to get both arms back there, odds are you're pretty tight in this pectoralis minor muscle. And that often comes from chins jutting forward and then shoulders follow it. Be careful with your computer, your technology use, driving, knitting, reading, right? Anything that pulls you forward, it's fine. Just make sure you're rolling shoulders back and around as much as you're rounding them forward, right? So things you can do, just lift against the wall like this. Remember that little one I showed you here where you roll the shoulders backwards. The hitchhiker stretch where you're stretching the chest, good. Anything where you're opening up the front and firming the back will help. Now that posture check we did against the wall, I call it the birthday posture check because you want to do it once a year at least. And your birthday is a date you can remember, right? So we do it once a year because if one year you're touching, the next year you're not, that's not real hard to correct. I can help you figure out what you need to correct it. Years at a time where you're coming way off the wall, we can reverse pretty severe kyphosis, but it takes a lot of very dedicated work. So try that 6 months to a year and see how you do. Okay, and if you weren't able to touch and you want to contact me, feel free to reach out. All right, let's come to standing. We've been sitting a while. And let's continue to work on our posture, shall we? So let's stand flat on our feet. So we have standing mountain and big reach with both arms overhead, like we were doing while we were seated. Reaching up, spine is straight, very good. Now keep your straight spine, but hands to the chair, and we're going to walk back into our downward facing dog. Ideally, down dog is done at counter height. So like your island in your kitchen, your countertops, maybe in your bathroom, right? So if your chair is a little low, on your own, you can do this more like at a counter. If your shoulders are uncomfortable, just bend your elbows a bit and then pull your hips back. Take nice, deep, long breaths here. Feel that stretch in your low back. You know, when we're sitting so much, we do compress the low back and we kind of jam into it. So here you can bend your knees. See if you can lift your toes off the floor and spread them. Good. Wave your toes, wiggle them around. And then let's walk back up to the chair, back to our mountains. And we're going to do some nice work for our back. So let's come up, lift that right arm, come to your tippy toes, maybe lean back. This is so great for the health of our back. Release the heels and the hands. Let's take those toes up, tuck our chin, look at our toes, plant those feet back down, left arm's coming up, reach for the ceiling and leaning back. Look up at the ceiling. Good job. And release the hand, lift those toes, tuck your chin. All right, now shake out one leg and the other. We're going to work in our hips. We've done a lot of upper body work, so let's work those hips. We'll start out with our hip circles. Right leg out, straight leg, and I want you to start circling that straight leg toward the chair. If you've had a hip replacement or need one, just make this nice and small. Be very careful, you can always skip it. And then let's roll it around the opposite direction. Good. We want to strengthen the hip, lubricate the hip. Now, let's release that right leg with toes and knees facing forward. We're going to lift and lower. And maybe put your hand on the muscle you feel contracting when you lift that leg. This is the hip stabilizer group, gluteus medius, minimus, and abductors. These catch us when we fall, so we want them strong. Nice. Now let's try some rotation. Point your toes to the floor, heel up, and then heel down, toes up. So we're internally, externally rotating, femur rolling in its socket. That's great. Down and up one more time. Oh, let's stretch that out. So ski out one hip and the other, and look over the shoulder here. Oh, that standing leg gets really strong. It's holding us up. So let's go to the other side. This right leg is going to feel it. So we're going to lift that leg and start circling our straight leg toward the chair. Feel that roll around in its socket. Keep breathing. And let's go backwards, round and round. And then go ahead and bring your left foot next to your right and just lift and lower. And here too, what muscles do you feel contracting as you lift that left leg? Nice. And then toes down, heel up, heel down, toe up. Internal, external rotation. And you can have your hand on your hip there and just feel that roll around. Gluteus medius and minimus working again. And ski it out. Oh, stretch. This is how we tone muscles in yoga. We strengthen them and then we stretch them right away. All righty. Let's come back to mountain. Stand behind our chair. Right foot at the leg of the chair. Left foot steps back. We're in our warrior one, so that right knee bends. We track it second and third toe. Good. So I want you to look down and see. Do you see your right big toe? Left arm is going to come to cactus, and then right arm. We want to do cactus as much as we can. It's one of the best poses for our posture. It's really good to open up the chest and strengthen that back. Now both arms out to airplane wings. Bring the arms out in front of you. Hands to the chair, and we're going to do push-ups. So elbows straight back. 3, good job. 2, try not to let them go right and left, straight back to the wall behind you. 1, good. Step it forward, shake out those legs. Same thing to the other side. Left foot forward, right foot back. Hips face the chair, and bend that left knee. See your left toe. Decide if you want to take just right arm or maybe a left arm to the cactus. Again, really helpful for those posture muscles. They're really strengthening here. Nice, breathe. Good back strengthener. It's called open-hearted warrior. Take those arms to airplane and then out in front of you. Now, so we don't want our elbows going this way, we're going straight back. So elbows, brush your ribs. This is tricep territory, back of the arm. Good. One more. And come on up, shake out those legs. Good job. All right. So I want us to hula hoop those hips around. They've been working for us. When we hula hoop around, we lubricate the hips. Happy hips is a happy back. If you've been sitting for a while, just stand up and do some hula hoops. Really good to get the circulation going. Nice. Get the blood flow in the glutes and the hips. Nice. Let's do a little balance and a little core work to finish things up. So I think about this. I think about Sammy Davis Jr. and Frank Sinatra, where they wore their hats, and when they got a standing ovation, they tipped their hat, right? So we're going to use our left leg. Our left hand is going to tip our hat. We're going to take a bow. So we'll cross that left leg over, cross your shoulder, tip, take your bow, and then we're going to come on up and extend and reach. Good job. And then tip your hat, cross your shoulder over, come on up and stretch it out. Now this time we cross over. We come on up, this time option to take falling star. So the hand can tap, maybe it hovers, or we come out for 3, 2, 1. Nice job. Let's take it to the other side. So we've got the chair to our left hand. Right hand has the hat, right leg crosses, and we take our bow, come on up, lift our hats. Good job. Dip, tip your hat, stretch it out. Last one, crisscross over and lift that hat up off your head, kick the leg out and maybe tap or hover here. 3, 2, 1, and relax. Good, let's hula hoop around a little bit more. And go the other way. Oh, nice work. Maybe march that out a little. And we'll come to our chairs. Good work. Oh, that was a lot of work. So let's take our sips of water here and we'll grab our straps and do our hamstring stretches. We are warm. We've been doing a lot of movements, so we are definitely in good shape to be stretching. Hamstring stretch. So strap around the right toe ball mound. Good. Roll those shoulders back and down. Now, I want us to bend and straighten the leg because this type of weather where the weather changes, it's hot and sunny, and then it's humid, and then it's raining, the knee can sometimes feel swollen, right? So we want to just work through that knee and then just lift the leg to where it feels nice and stretchy, nothing painful. Good. Reach your heel out away from you, toes pull back. Right hand takes the strap, and we go out to the side. So you get your inner thigh, your medial tendon, and then pull that left arm again for the inner arm and the shoulder that rounds us forward. Good. Open across the chest. Nice. Now in the front, we can grab that strap. You can stay straight on, but if you can get into that outer hamstring, that will feel really good to stretch that out. Big breath. Now our pigeon, you can take your right ankle down to the left or cross it high at the thigh. Let's flex this foot. Now you might feel enough stretch here and you stay right here. If you want a little more, you can lean forward, hands to your shins. And then we just look on the floor, right? Try not to tuck your chin. When we sit a lot, we're sitting on that sciatic nerve, and we want to avoid sitting for long periods of time without a break. Good. And then let's come up and try that to the other side. Let's check in with that other knee. This knee has been talking to me recently. It's been popping and cracking. Good. So we want to make sure when we're popping and clacking, we are moving in here. So we get that lubrication. We stretch it, we strengthen around it, and then just lift the straight leg until you feel a stretch and then pause there. With heel pressing away and toes pulling back, relax your shoulders, and then we're going to take it to the side for the inner thigh, hamstring, and the chest. Lots of areas stretching. Inhale that back through center, and let's crisscross over or stay in the front. Either is fine. You don't have to crisscross, especially if your hip is hurting. And then let's set up either ankle to thigh or ankle to ankle, whichever's in your range of motion. We'll flex that left foot in. If you're feeling a stretch, we'll just stay here. If you want to lean forward, you can add to it, but be gentle. One knee can be crankier, one hip can be tighter, so just observe, notice what's going on. And if one hip is tighter, there is a high likelihood that you are favoring and leaning off to one side, so just monitor how you sit and how you stand and be mindful, correct yourself. Good job. Let's come all the way back into mountain, sit back, notice how we feel. Don't forget, guys, shoulders back and down. That clears those airways, opens them up. You sit confident, you look confident and beautiful. Sit taller. Nice. Arms up and overhead. Let's pull in gratitude. I'm so grateful for each of you. Thanks so much for joining today. Be well. Have a fabulous rest of your day, and I'll see you again real soon. Take care, guys. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.